one of the observations made was the envelope system of budgeting. To me, and I make bold to say, the envelope system of budgeting is anti-democracy. It is undemocratic in nature. You want MDS to perform. Unfortunately, you are handcuffing them with funds to perform. So we unanimously resolved that we should recommend that the envelope system of budgeting should be removed from our budgeting system. So we also made far-reaching recommendations with committees to also remove NEMA from the envelope budgeting system and place NEMA on first-line charge. Mr. Chairman, the various MDS under our purview had written letters for budget enhancement, which we also compiled and write a covering letter with a view to appealing to this committee for the enhancement of their capital and recurrent expenditures. Mr. Chairman, with this, let me most sincerely thank you and members of this committee for giving us this rare privilege to serve our fatherland and also by discharging our constitutional responsibility. Apart from the report, Mr. Chairman, we were also able to write the letter of budget enhancement to the committee, and we have stated clearly the amount of money that is required by each and every agency. On the whole, the original allocation to MDS under our jurisdiction stood at 326 billion, 242 million, 814,496 naira. We recommend a total increase based on the request of MDS of 531 billion, 159 million, 93,558 naira 46 kobo only, making a grand total of 857 billion, 401 million, 907,554 naira 46 kobo. Mr. Chairman, if this allocation is, if this request is granted, MDS under our purview will perform maximally.
Platform for we non-learned people to be able to appreciate and to feel at home. But on the latter, Musa, the chairman, your colleague, was going to address you that lawyers don't wear black shirt without suit, so you are not properly dressed. However, because of legal solidarity...
Point of order, I'm copying you.
Before you start copying elders, be careful. Anyway, I think you presented a very good point, and I agree that just looking at the number of resolutions that we passed on the Senate calling on the government to intervene when there are... It's like a firefighting group. They can't say how many houses will be on fire. And we want to have a standby agency to run to. I think that is the whole idea. And they need basic facilities to be able to do their job more efficiently and more competently and even more transparently. So your request here, both for the recurrent, I don't know what it is, and the capital, I don't think, the good thing is that if you don't need it, if a firefighting man has put all the foams and everything ready and there is no fire, it is saved. So the money will not expire. But if you do not provide for it and the emergency arrives, then you have a huge challenge because you can't just make appropriation the same day. So I guess this is something our chair we've pushed to ensure that this is really addressed. I wasn't sure whether I should talk about the envelope system until I find courage from a man who is very well ably governed by a man of God, a Catholic priest. And therefore, if he has the courage, no, sir, your man is not a priest. ZAM is governed by a reverend father. And I take his view seriously because he takes Holy Communion every day before he comes to the Senate. So, sir, you know, somebody asked me, and I would like you to really listen. Wait, I'm speaking my language to you because you are also speaking your own. Somebody asked me, I think a journalist said, what is my view about the envelope system? I I said, Nigeria itself is under the envelope system. Because even the day the budget was presented, we say, as we are clapping, let's remember, this appeared to be some improvement in terms of numbers over last year, but a lot of it was borrowed. And earlier in the year, you know, we had to debate whether or not to approve the request of the executive to fund the budget. So, the envelope of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the sum total of all the revenue from any source, plus what is able to borrow. That is the envelope of the Federal Republic. If Nigeria is to budget based on our needs, why should South Africa spend more money in real terms for capital projects than Nigeria, when our population is twice, thrice that of South Africa? But this is a case where you just have to prioritize. But the fact of being hungry is not enough reason to break into another man's kitchen. But even if you can do so, you will find that those guarding that kitchen might convert the thief's head to pepper soup. Where are you going to borrow from? So we are limited by what Nigeria can earn and what it can reasonably borrow, which is also subject to a ratio of GDP and all the other financial control. For me, that is my sympathy. What I think the executive is not doing, that we should compel it to do in 2025, is that when the agencies have performed, because what you didn't quite say is whether they got all their money back last year, the capital component, which is where development will occur, is the one that invariably did not perform in 2024. And given the report that we had from the Finance Committee, virtually all agencies claim to have exceeded their target. And then whatever we wanted to borrow, we have borrowed. So, and that is not released. Now, if we have not released it, and now we have to extend the budget to June next year, even if you put more better figures now, and they are not released, it's sweet on paper, but it's not on ground. So I agree with Senator Abba Zam that the envelope system, from what I've seen, the behavior of the ministries, they will have put all the money in foreign travels, put it in all kind of miscellaneous, and generate needless, because you know in capital project, it includes, it includes procurement of cars and all sorts of things. So the envelope system, in my view, what I would have liked to say to the minister, if I have my way, is to say, this 2025, what is government priority? Put the money there. What is not your priority? Delete. Because if you look at the subhead, maybe not in your special duties ministry, you will find that every subhead of previous year is replicated. In many committees, we have had to ask the agencies, you bought computer last year, are you buying computer again this year? What is the lifestyle of a computer? You bought furniture last year, you are buying furniture again this year. You bought car last year, you are buying cars. So every subhead, they tend to put some figures. So imagine if they have an open-handed, they will blow up the figures that you will think Nigeria is like America. America is the only country that can spend without going to negotiate for loan. They just draw it from home because you save money in their currency. They go to the savings and take it. But the rest of the world, you have to negotiate even to borrow. So that is my sympathy with government with regards to the need to impose the restriction. So I give you this much in your envelope. Put it in your area of need, the area that is your priority, because every ministry can prioritize. So, Mr. Chairman, you said it all. I feel that in the next word, I will be a senior advocate, and I will wear black shirt, and I will be as articulate. I may not have your height, because you might suffer at old age when you bend. I still like to be like this, so I'm closer to the ground, but to have your power of articulation and of simplification. And you seductively try to persuade the committee to do what you wanted. But that is why you are a senior member or a member of the inner bar. But thank you for your very, very eloquent presentation. Mr. Chairman, thank you for your leadership. Chairman.